Hello, my name is Aaron Thomason, and I am a representative of the first responders. Have you ever been in a situation where you're sitting down watching TV, relaxing, and then your local newscast report that there's a hurricane coming, and you start freaking out? Well, if you follow my presentation and you don't have to do it like exactly, but if you follow the guidelines, you will not be panicking when a hurricane strikes again. Prepare for the storm. Prepare before the storm. Sorry. Whenever you're gonna go to the grocery store, or whenever you hear about the storm, don't go to the grocery store, because everybody's gonna go to it, because not everybody's gonna be prepared. And you're not going to get a parking spot at the grocery store because everybody's going to be there. And more than likely, they're going to already sell out of the stuff that you need for your house. Board up your windows. You need to board up your windows so whenever the hurricane comes in, the windows don't break and it shatters all over your floor. That's another thing you gotta worry about on top of the flooding and the damage. You just don't want your kids or you cutting yourself on unnecessary stuff. So every time you go, people go to the grocery store every week, once a week, maybe even two. You need to set aside a little chunk of your groceries to your natural survival place, so you don't have to rush to the grocery store, and you're prepared and you're going to be calm and ready for the storm. Pack a supply kit. The supply kit is key to your survival because it has everything you need. It has medicine, like the first aid kit. It has light. It has a generator, if you pack that. It has food, water, the essentials. What do you need in a supply kit? You need 1 gallon of water per person in your household, because people are going to get thirsty, especially if it's a big hurricane and the first responders cannot get to you in time. It might take a few days before you can get rescued. So you're gonna get thirsty during that period. So you need a lot of water. But I would not drink all of it in one setting. I would save it, maybe pour a glass every time you eat. And I would not eat that much. I'd maybe skip a breakfast or lunch. It doesn't really matter, but always eat dinner. You need food that lasts 3 days. But it does not need to be like pizza rolls or anything like that. It needs to be canned foods that you can easily access and it will not rot. You need a battery-powered radio, because there can be updates on the storm or anything like that, and you wouldn't even know if you didn't have that. And radios are good because you don't need power, it just takes batteries. And the signal is usually not interrupted whenever the storm is happening. You need a flashlight with extra batteries, because you never know whenever the power is going to go out. It's just inevitable. You can't stop it. The winds are going to knock down that power line. And you're going to need to get to your food, your water, and it's going to be pitch black, especially at night. You need a flashlight. Or you can have candles. A fun fact is that crayons can actually be burned for 24 hours, and it entertains the kids because it's wax and it's dyed, so it's going to be a pretty unique color. So that keeps your kids entertained while you calm down. You need tools like a ratchet, shovel, screwdriver, an axe if you need it, so you can knock your way out of your house, so signal to everybody. You need a local map, because you need to know where you're at and where that refugee camp is. Because they're going to have camps outside of the town to help everybody. The military is going to come in, and they're going to have those camps where all the doctors and everything are on the clock. And you need to know where those are. Because the radio station is going to tell you where it is, but if you don't know where that specific location is and you don't know what side of town you're on, more than likely you are not going to be able to get to that refugee camp in time. What you need in your first aid kit, because the first aid kit is most important, because you're going to cut yourself, because that wind is going to just tear everything apart. There's going to be debris flying, everything, and you're going to get cut, or you're going to hit your head and you're going to bleed. You can't fight that. It's just a life. Oh, you need 2 pairs of latex or any type of gloves, because you don't want to touch that person's cut and get it infected with your hands, because you're not going to be able to wash your hands before you touch it or work on it. You need non-prescription drugs like ibuprofen, works amazing, Motrin, NyQuil if you have a stuffy nose and stuff like that, because there's no air conditioning, so pollen and stuff like that could get in, and people with allergies. You need scissors so you can cut, like if you scratched your leg and you put like a Band-Aid on it or you wrapped it, you're not going to want to like tear it off. You're going to want to cut it on the not on the place where the cut is, but you just need to cut it. And tweezers, so if you get a little splinter, you don't have to sit there and take the pain of the splinter. Find the safest spot in your house. You do not want to be in a spot where there's glass or any sharp objects near you. You want to be like rounded as possible place in your home that has no glass and can protect you. You do not want to be in a storm cellar, like a tornado cellar, because it's going to flood and you're going to be trapped down there and you cannot get out and you will possibly drown. Because the storm cellar, it has little holes so you can breathe, and that's not going to work when it's flooding. So don't be in there. In conclusion, have a plan for your natural disaster, because it's going to happen. It's inevitable. Mother Nature will throw something at you. Have a plan. Have groceries. Have food, water, because you never know. And make a safe spot in your house. Designate it for that spot. You can use it at any time, but designate that. And on the plan for it, you need to have it on the refrigerator, because there's different spots in the house, and people will be in different spots. So everybody needs to know where to go to get to that spot that you need to be for that natural disaster. Are there any questions?
What would you recommend being a safe place in your house?
I'd recommend like a hallway. A hallway is very good because you can block the doors with like your couch if you really wanted to. And well, before the storm, the TV is going to be going on, so you can move the TV to a spot where you can see it. A hallway, or just a room with no windows. That like an attic. An attic would be good. And if you cannot find a spot with no windows on it, block the windows as best as you can. Do as much maintenance as possible to that spot before it hits, because you will regret it.
And earlier we were saying about a radio and a flashlight with batteries, but if the water had gotten in the batteries that would ruin it, would you recommend one of those solar powered things where you like just twist the handle and it's a radio and a flashlight
Yes.
with unneeded batteries?
The solar panel would be great because you can charge it before the storm, because you're not gonna be able to charge it.
But you
It's
can charge
gonna,
it, charging it.
well, yeah. Well, so
Let's say if you live in like a 2-story house or a multiple story house, which one would you recommend? Let's say I lived in like a 3-story house, would you recommend the top story, middle story, or the bottom?
I would recommend the highest point in your house, because the water's gonna get in, it's gonna flood, and you don't know how much water is gonna get in there. So if you live in a 2nd story, I'd go in the 2nd. If you live in a 3-story house, I'd either go in the 2nd or the 3rd, because you don't. If you see water coming in from the 2nd on your 2nd story, I'd move up. But you know,
What is the worst case scenario and where was it at?
worst case scenario. Wait, that I've experienced. Worst case scenario. I'm not one of them. I'm just a representative. I'm a person that teaches. Sorry. Any more questions?
Have you been in a natural disaster before?
I have, but I've not been in a hurricane. I've been in a tornado, and it's pretty scary. Any more questions?
So if a tornado hit, would you still recommend going to the attic?
No. My main focus was a hurricane. No. You need the storm cellar for the tornado.
Then if you didn't have a storm cellar, what would you do next?
In a tornado, I'd pick the hallway, and do the head duck and roll method. You know, where you
Like the
protect
mattress on top?
yourself, or the bathroom. The bathroom's a good one because you can hide in the tub and put the mattress over. So, any more questions? No. That concludes my presentation. Thank you.